Right, well, we've got 2, 3, 4 and 5 lights for the Circuit de Catalunya. And they're underway, and it's a good start from the front row. A little bit of wheel spin, actually. And the drivers on the run down to turn 1 now. Bazza tucks in behind Dom Smith, but them, and Dom is going to go into the lead in turn number 1, and Poop Cannon's turned in on Chris Johnson. Poop Cannon, the championship rivals, have made contact already in turn number 1, and Dom Smith is your race leader.
Unbelievable start by Dom. How on earth did Chris Johnson not spin there and totally lose a load of positions? He made contact with Magic Poop Cannon and somehow has come out of it still in second place, although he's now side by side with Bazza, but we have a safety car.
Yeah, we have a safety car for an instant further back. We've got a couple of... Well, we've got many cars. Both the Renaults in the gravel. Disaster for them. Indecisive Mackie joining them there, as well as Mr. John. We've got Alex Afro missing a lot of his front wing. This session's going from bad to worse for him. Starting at the back, having qualified P4. And we've got Sir Tom Penguin missing some of his front wing as well. So the Renault mechanics are going to be very busy in the next couple of minutes. But what a start from Dom Smith. He charged down to turn 1 and got it done. And I have to say, Magic Poop Cannon was a little bit rude to Chris Johnson there on the entry into turn number 1 as well there, Dan.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he? But I suppose in the end, there's possibly been a bit of karma applied because Magic Poop Cannon is 5th now. Say, but Dom's start was unbelievable. It was like he had a turbo boost or something as he was just flying past Chris Johnson and Magic Poop Cannon. Let's see if any of the drivers pit. And Chris Johnson is going to pit. Chris Johnson's pit on the first lap in Austria, and I think he pit in the first lap in Spa as well, and still ended up winning both of those races.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember us in the commentary box in Austria thinking, what have you done? Because we saw it in TGP2 just the season before, where Bossman Sean stayed out and ended up winning the race, but Chris Johnson made it work. We thought that Bazza was going to charge up and win, and he didn't. Well, Bazza stayed out this time.
Hard tyres. He's on the hard tyres, Chris Johnson, and he's had to wait. He's had to wait for other drivers to pass, and Magic Poop Cannon has jumped him on the mediums.
Unbelievable. So after all that, at turn number 1, Magic Poop Cannon, he may have lost the battle, but it looks like he's won the next one.
Yeah, definitely. Blair Girls then just behind, then also on the mediums. Kaya's putting the mediums on, and then Mr. John, Sir Tom Penguin also coming to obviously the Renault's back at Q because they were both involved in that instance at turn 4. So Chris Johnson's going to have to try and find his way past Magic Poop Cannon in this race. He will be on the hard tyres though. Magic Poop Cannon's got to get to the end on those mediums.
Yeah, risky decision there from Poop Cannon. You know, he's got to try and get those medium tyres, and let's be honest, Catalunya is not easy on its tyres, so he's got to really try and nurse those all the way to the end. From 13th downwards are our stoppers. From lap number 1, we had Magic Poop Cannon, Chris Johnson, and Blair Grills, the drivers pitting that we understand did not have any damage. And then you have Alex Afro, Kaya, Mr. John, and Sir Tom Penguin pitting. And we've got Kaya. Kaya's managed to go off.
Kaya's off. Yeah.
Under the safety car. It doesn't look like he's sustained any further damage. Only to his dignity. And very much his ego. Kim has picked up a penalty. I think he's run into the... No, I think Mackie might have run into the back of him, perhaps. You've also got Cena and Stereogram with 5-second penalties as well. So they've clearly had an incident under the safety car too.
And we've actually got Cena pitting right now as well. So Cena will be able to get rid of whatever penalty that is now. Because Cena is pitting under the safety car. He's going to drop right to the back, of course.
And we've got a couple of
Stereogram and Indecisive. They also both have penalties as well, didn't they? So at least it will rid them of the penalty.
Yeah, it's only Red Bull Kim who stayed out there who had penalties. Can't tell. I think I saw some damage to Stereogram. I'm just going to watch him in the pits. Is he going to change his front wing? No, he's serving his penalty. I don't see a new front wing being prepared. Odd. I mean, it kind of makes sense, I guess, to a certain degree, pitting on lap 2 under the safety car. So they're still going to get a lap under safety car conditions, and their tyres will obviously be a lap younger. But I don't see what the real benefit's going to be in the long run, do you?
Not necessarily, but I suppose it does get rid of the penalty, doesn't it? Even though, if it did happen under the safety car, I'm pretty sure the penalty would have been removed at the end of the race anyway. And in fact, Indecisive pitted and still has a penalty, so he must have got 2.
Yes, he did. He did have 2.
But, yeah, and as you say, Red Bull Kim decides to stay out in the Ferrari this week as he makes his return to TGP.
Yeah, one of the big winners I have to say from all of this at the moment so far, Dan, is Parza. P. He qualified 10th, so P9 on the grid after Alex Afro's penalty, up to 4th at the moment. I mean, you know, he wasn't on fresh tyres, so he didn't have the advantages that others had, like Blair Grills. You know, that really didn't go very well for him, obviously, as we've got the safety car coming in this lap as well. But Parza, I'd say, in quite a good position at the moment. We know he's got pace, but he just didn't have the qualifying to go with it. But all eyes on Dom Smith then, as it becomes the effective safety car. And I've got a pack of drivers who will be breathing down his neck on the run down to turn 1, just the same as he did at the start of the race.
It's going to be interesting to see Magic and Chris Johnson try to get the way through the drivers, the likes of Red Bull, Kim and Breezer here. Meanwhile, the likes of Dom and Bazza need to pull away, don't they, and build a bit of an advantage.
Dom's gone.
There he goes, and he's caught Bazza by surprise. He's way off. Look, Dom's gone completely.
Well, Say Sports is even further back. Bazza gets a good enough run here. Could have an opportunity. Dom will be using, I'm sure, every ounce of power that he's got in that whole power unit, but yeah, they've all got it. So it all seems relatively tame on the run down to turn 1, I have to say. Although we've got Red Bull Kim fancying a move up the inside of Breezer. He goes up the inside, he locks his brakes, and Magic Poop Cannon says thank you very much and moves his way up into P9. Our championship leader is facing the wrong way. Unbelievable stuff. He's on the hard tyres, and he's going to have a hard job now getting any points from this race. Unbelievable stuff. The Mercedes driver, 41 points in the lead, 18th in the race.
Well, I think he was trying to go past Red Bull Kim, because obviously Red Bull Kim had gone off and was going quite slow, but tried to go past him on the inside and just lost the car. And now he's at the back of the field.
Oh, that's nightmare stuff, because Magic Poop Cannon has made up so many places on this restart, up to P8 already, and now going to be reeling in the likes of Angel versus Def and Jacko, which again he's going to want to clear quickly if he's going to have a serious chance of winning this race. But this gives great opportunity now to drivers like Dom Smith and Bazza to be able
really pull back the gap on Chris Johnson, although he's done this before from the back. He was the first lap he spun in Japan and managed to fight his way through to a decent result, but this I think will be a bit trickier for him, as Indecisive just spun off right in front of him. There's a position back.
Oh, that's one down. His chalkboard tally.
Oh, Parser spun.
Oh,
Parser spun at the same corner that Chris Johnson went off at.
He just set the fastest lap of the race, and he just sees all his hard work coming undone. He hasn't pitted yet, of course. I said he was up to P4, made a lot of positions. Now down in P15.
Yeah, not ideal at all. Parser, really, isn't it? Now that is, we've got to say, it's race over for him at the front. Meanwhile, Bazza had a big swapper on there going through turn 7. Wow, there's obviously not much grip on the track right now. They're all sliding all over the place in the early stages here of this race, and Joe Sayer is slowly creeping up on these two, you know.
Yeah, he's not being dropped by them, and Bazza's obviously within DRS of Dom as well. Who seems, oh my goodness gracious me, Bazza's struggling on those tyres, isn't he? On lap 5 of this race, just about to bring lap 5 to a close. Start lap number 6 where DRS will be enabled as well. Are we going to start to see any of these front runners peel into the pits? Doesn't look like it just yet, and Bazza's in a great position here to have a run on Dom with DRS as well. But not on this main straight, of course. The detection point is before the start-finish line, so Bazza not getting it this time round.
Yeah, but as you say, he is still there within a second. Meanwhile, further down the field, we're going to get any overtakes. Magic Poop Cannon still trying to make his way through the field in 7th place right now, as Alex Afro looks like he is about to overtake Breezer for 9th. And Cena, is he going to make a move on Red Bull Kim for 11th place? If he can be on the brakes, there we go, and he's through, and he's into 11th place then for Cena. Parset, of course, is still hasn't pitted after that spin, but he's right down the field now. Chris Johnson in 16th.
Impressed so far with Alex Afro, I have to say, up in P9. Obviously, was in the gravel with damaged front wing at the end of lap number 1. Up in P9 at the moment. Our third highest pit stop so far. So good race so far from Alex Afro, clawing things back.
Indeed, yeah, and Magic Poop Cannon goes up into 6th place now. He just got into versus death at to turn 8 there, so good move for him there. The guys at the front then, Dom's still leading, Baz is still in 2nd, but Magic Poop Cannon is surely going to take the lead of this race once those guys pit.
Yep, should do. Sorry, my controller disconnected then. So yeah, hopefully we will be able to watch that as it goes. But Magic Poop Cannon on an absolute charge at the moment, and I guess he kind of needs to on this medium tyre, which will wear off quicker than the hards. But look back at the front. Are we going to see a change for P number 1? Not this time round. Bazza has to stay behind Dom, but they're not far away, and they're probably not far away from a pit stop either, Dan.
I don't think they are now, and so I say again, it's still allowing Jose to stay within there, and Bazza right on him, but can't go for the move as they pass the pits then on those soft tyres, as Breezer and Cena are now side by side for 10th place, and Cena's trying to make his way through the field, and this time keep constantly that 1 second behind, isn't he? And he'll get DRS if he stays within though. But Wheelnut's in a very solid 4th place right now, although of course he also is still yet to pit.
Just seems to be sort of keeping an eye on what's going on at the moment so far, Jose. Just keeping his distance perhaps, waiting to see what happens with the front two. Might try something slightly different to them with the strategy perhaps. That could maybe be how he will end up getting a better result with this one so far.
Yeah, he could be right about that. That's a good point, as Chris Johnson is right on the back of Sit on Penguin now, but Sit on Penguin is also right on the back of Red Bull Kim, and I have a feeling we're going to see something happen here into the old turn 10. Red Bull Kim defends his position fairly well, you have to say, although it was quite a late move in the braking zone, and stays ahead, and Blown Wheelnut pits from 4th place.
Yeah,
there,
right,
Mike?
well, there we go. No, sorry, we're all back and going as Magic Poop Cannon sets the fastest lap of the race as he continues his pursuit on the drivers throughout the grid. And this is a really important stage of the race, as we said, for Magic Poop Cannon. He's got to try and get enough time or losing any ground in the grand scheme of how this race ends up.
And Sit on Penguin still can't get past Red Bull Kim. Red Bull Kim's still defending that position really well at the moment from Sit on Penguin, and Chris Johnson can't catch up either. Sit on Penguin going to have a go into turn 4. Looks like we've got Bazza off, is he? Bazza's off at turn 7.
Unbelievable. Oh gosh, Bazza's such a great opportunity, and now we're at the old timers in 1st and 2nd. Disaster for the Mercedes driver, both Mercedes having spins in this race.
Well, that is just terrible, isn't it, for Bazza? He had a good chance to catch up to Chris Johnson, his teammate, in the championship standings, and now really it's going to set him back quite a lot. Mercedes have over a 100-point lead in the constructors though, so this won't affect them too much if you don't have a good result. Dom has got a bit of fresh air now behind him, I suppose, got a bit of breathing space, and he decides to stay out once again. So does Sarah Sports, and so does Jacko.